Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Mציעא Daf Kuf Yud Beis. We're going to start about the third of the page down from 2 dots. So we learned in the Mishnah, Amosai, when are you over the Issa if you don't pay on time to your workers? Bizman Shetovoi, when the worker claimed he wants his payment, Loi Tovoi, if the worker never claimed his money, Ein over, you're not over the Issa, the Isurim that we mentioned, that if you don't pay on time. Ton Rabbanon learned, it said in the Pasuk, Loi Solin Pu'ula Sochir. It says you're not allowed to not pay on time. You might think even if the worker never claimed, Talmud Loimar, it said in the Pasuk, Itcha, with you. So we learn Leda'atcha, that you know about it. That means that he claimed it, and not Leda'atcha, only that he knows that he never paid. He needs to claim, and only then you're over if you don't pay. If you don't have what to pay, and you also over, Talmud Loimar, Itcha, Sheyesh Itcha, that you have what to pay. If he send his worker to the grocery shop to take groceries instead of his payment, or to the money changer to give him money, and the shopkeeper never gave him groceries, or the money changer never gave him money, maybe he's still over. That's with you, not that you sent him to the shopkeeper or to the money changer. The next part of the Mishnah, it says, we just learned in the Bryce of the Makori that we learned from Itcha, it said in the Mishnah that you know over. They asked the Shaila, what's it in, Choyza or Eina Choyza? If the shopkeeper doesn't give him produce, or the money changer doesn't give him money, and now can he go back to the Balabais? And if the Balabais now, because he never got money from the shopkeeper, if the Balabais doesn't pay him now, is he over or not? Rav Sheishes Omar Eina Choyza. The Balabais is not over the Issa anymore once he sent him to the shopkeeper. Rabba Omar Choyza. Rabba said he is Choyza. Omar Rabba, Mino Lo, how do I know this? Midiktoni, since it says in the Mishnah, Eina over lo, that he's not over, so we midaik. Ma'avo de lo over. He's not over. But he could come back to him if the Chenboni doesn't give him, and then he is over. Rav Sheishes Omar, my Eina over, what does it mean? Eina b'teres laver. Once he told him to go to the shopkeeper and get produce from him, or to the money changer, that's it. It's past. The Issa of Baltolin is not applicable anymore. Bo minema Rav Sheishes. Ask the Shaila to Rav Sheishes, Kablonu, someone who is getting paid for the job, not per hour. Let's say you go to the potter and you tell him, I want you to fix or improve my pot. And now he finished his job, he gives the keli back to Balabais. The shaila is, if you don't pay on time, or is it like a worker? Or maybe by kablonos it's not. And what's the essence of this shaila? The shaila is umon, someone who's a artist, someone who does work, and he gets paid for job. So the first tzad is that when I give the pot to the potter and he paints it all nicely, so he becomes like a type of shutuf. The benefit, the gain that he put into the keli, they made it much nicer, it belongs to him. And now when he gives me back the keli, it's like he's lending me what belongs to him, and he wants money for it. So it's like a loan. On a loan, there's no issa baltolin. That's tzad number 1. Tzad number 2, or ein uma koine b'shvach keli. No, Pshat is the guy who's getting paid for his job. All the benefit on the pot belongs to the person who owned the pot. It doesn't belong to the Ummon. So now he did the job. Now he finished his job. If you don't pay him on time, you're over on Baltolin. It's like any other worker. Who Rav Sheishes said, over. You are over. Ain't no one koile b'shvach keli, and therefore it's like a normal job. And therefore, when he gave back the pot, if you don't pay him on time, you're over on the Issa. For the Gemara of Atani and the Bryce, it says Eina over. So the Gemara Terra, it's awesome over there. It's so much Shimcho. It's a shulchan over there. He told him go get produce or money from the money changer. Tell the Gemara neighbor Mesale, I'll bring you a raya that by Kablonos you also over on Baltolin. It says in the Bryce, I know it's in Talisa Le'umon, someone who gave his garment to the artist, Gomra, he finished his job, and he let the owner know the job's finished, even if the guy never came to pick it up for 10 days, he's not over the Issa. But if the artist gave it back to the owner, in the middle of the day, when the Shkia happens, when the Shkia comes, over Mishum Baltolin is over the Issa because it's like Schir Shoy, so the Chura. We have a Aryeh in here that Mora says, if you tell me that Uman, he becomes a partner in this garment, am I over? Why is he over? It's like Alva, there's no Issa Baltolin al Alva. So we have a clear Aryeh to Rav Sheshes. Omar Rav Mori, Rav Kahana. I'll tell you, that's no Aryeh. Maybe this price has no Aryeh because it's talking about the Garda, the Sarabula, somewhere where he gave this garment to brush the garment, and therefore there's no shvach keli because by brushing it makes it weaker. It's going to last less long. Therefore, there's no there's no shvach keli, and that's why you're over. Says the Gemara, so why did you give it to him? What, to ruin your garments? Says the Gemara, to make it softer, because he prefers, even though that's going to have a less shelf period. I mean, it's going to last for less, but still it makes it softer and it's nicer to warm. It warms better. So the Gemara Einu Shvoche, so that's a benefit. So that's a shvach that he becomes a partner, and that this garment becomes better. So we have the same shaila, and then we have a raya from the brisa. So the Gemara Lo Tzricha, no, I'll tell you, I'll put the brisa in a different situation, and I'll explain you why you can't bring the raya from the brisa. The Koragra Minei, it's talking about where he gave the garment to the Uman, the Tushi, to bang it, to make it at the beginning stage. When you take it out of when you make the garment and you bang the cloth to make it soft, and the agreement was bacho b'masa. For each bang that he bangs it, you pay him a certain amount. So he's not kablonos getting paid per job, he's getting paid per hour, he's getting paid for each bang he bangs, he gets one. So therefore, in such a case, for sure he's not koine b'shvach keli, and therefore there's no raya from the brisa. It's talking about more schiras, not about kablonos, and therefore we have no raya from the brisa to Rav Sheshes. Says the Gemara Kufyud Beis Amud Beis. We learned in the Mishnah, schir bezmanu nishba v'noita. We said there's a specific time when you need to pay your workers. If you worked in the day, you pay them all night, in the night all day. Schir shoyis, we saw all the sugya. So now in the Mishnah it says that in that time the worker says I never got paid, and Balabai says I did pay you. So we believe the worker, he needs to make a shvur, they never got paid, and the balabais needs to pay him. Now, b'chol ha'torah kula, we know the din is that the one who makes a shvur is the one who's the nitva, the one who's you claiming from, he makes a shvur and he doesn't pay. And here we see in the Mishnah that the one who makes the shvur, he's the one who gets the money. So it's a takana de Rabbanon. So let's see the Gemara. So the Gemara, Sochir, amai tukinu le Rabbanon lemishtaba v'shokir. Why were Rabbanon metaken for Sochir to make a shvua and to take different from all the whole Torah? Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel, alochos gdoilo yishonu kan. This halacha is part of the big halachas that we learned in Shavuos. That's over the Asochi and the Nidzel and Nichbel and the Chebel, and because so they're different to all the rights that the Shavuos, they make a Shavuot to get away, and here they make a Shavuot to claim money. Said the Gemara, Ani ilchasininu, Ani takonos ninu. How could you call halachas mean the halacha l'Moshe Messina? This is not halacha l'Moshe Messina. This is takona of Chazal much later on. It doesn't come from Hashem. It comes from Chazal when we're attacking this. Hello, Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel, we're changing it. Takona is doile shonukan, not halacha. It's takonos, these are big takonos. Ask the Gemara, doilos, you call these big takonos, michlal dike ktanos. It must be that the small takonos. What are those small takonos? We have no idea. It can't be. So why are you calling it big takonos? Hello, Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Shmuel, we're changing it again. Takonos kvoi shonukan. The metaken fixed takonos that should stay forever because they're very good takonos, and we're going to see in a second why was they metaken it over here. So let's see. Shvur the balabais. Really, the shvur should go on the balabais, like we always know the one who's nitva, the one who's being claimed of money. He normally makes the shvur. But kura rabbanon shvur the balabais. The rabbanon took away the shvur from the balabais. The shadi asocher, and they put it onto the worker. Why? Mishum kidei chayot the socher, because the socher needs money to live. So if he won't get his wages, he won't have what to live. So they made him a takana for him. Says the Gemara, Mishum Kidei Chayav the Sochim Afsadina Lele Balabais. If the Balabais Meikadin has a schus to make a shvuah to pattern himself, because you're worried about the Socher, you'll take away the money from Balabais. Maybe the Balabais really paid. Very good, the Socher needs to get paid, but maybe he did get paid. It makes no sense that we care about the Socher on the cheshbon of the Balabais. So the Gemara, I'll explain you. Balabais Gufi Michele de Mishtaba Socher V'Shokil. Balabais is happy that the one who makes the shvuah is a socher and not himself. Why? Because if he makes the shvuah and pattern himself, no one's going to want to come to work. They're going to say, oh, is it the Balabais is going to make a shvuah that he paid, and I'll never get paid, so I'm not going to work. So that's why he's happy that the socher makes the shvuah. Ask the Gemara, socher gufei nichele de mishtaba Balabais v'ifka. No, let's say this is the opposite. The worker is happy that the Balabais will make a shvuah to pattern himself. Why? That they should rent him, because if the Balabais is not gonna, if the Socher always makes a shvuah and can claim, no one's gonna rent workers. They're gonna say, well, always have to pay double. So the Gemara, no, Balabais al koche okar. Balabais needs workers. What could he do? He's going to get workers and he's going to make sure to pay them be'edim. So the Gemara, Sochi nami bal koche idgar. But Sochi also is forced to work. He needs money to supply to his family. So what he's going to do? He's going to go to work and make sure to get paid. So it doesn't make sense what he's saying. Elo said the Gemara, a whole new svara why we took away the shvuah from the Balabais and we put it about the Sochi, and we're going to stay with the svara until the end. Balabais Torah b'poyalimu. Balabais has lots of workers, and he's mixing up, and he might think, he thinks he gave this worker payment, but really he gave the other worker payment, and he got mixed up. So that's why we trust in this case the socher, and we make him make a shvuah, and he can claim what he deserves. So the Gemara, if so, if we take on that the Balabais is mixed up, why does the socher b'chlal have to make a shvuah? We should give him without a shvuah. So the Gemara, they laugh is that to Balabais. Balabais thinks he did pay. So to make him happy, to calm him down, we'll tell him, look, he's making a shvuah. He's not going to make a shvuah l'sheka, and that's how we calm down the Balabais. So the Gemara, if it's a problem that Balabais always gets mixed up with his workers, we should force the Balabais to only pay with Eidim. And if he doesn't have Eidim that he paid, we take on, they never paid. So the Gemara, it's complicated that every time you have to pay worker, you need Eidim to see that you paid, and therefore we don't do that. Said the Gemara, why don't we tell the Balabais to pay at the beginning of the day in the morning, and then he won't start working if he never got paid, and then we're going to solve the issue of getting mixed up. So the Gemara, Balabais and the Socher prefer to pay at the end of the day of work, and Rashi explains the Balabais because maybe he doesn't have money right now and he's going to get money during the day, and the Socher because he doesn't want to lose the money while he's working, it shouldn't fall out of his pocket. So the Gemara, if so, afilu kotetznami, even we are saying when there's an argument, a dispute, if he got paid or didn't get paid, we believe the socher. We're going to see in a second that if the dispute is how much they agreed on, we believe the Balabais. Why is that? Balabais Torah b'poyalov. So let's see it inside. Even if the agreement is, or argument is about how much they agreed to pay, we should believe the worker. Alomotanya, why did we learn the Brisa? The artist says, we agreed on a price of 2. We agreed on Valoyoim, and the owner of the item says, we agreed only to pay, I'll only pay you 1. So we say, and that means that we believe the Balabais, and he just makes a shvuah moide b'miktzas. Tosis explains, and it's potter. We don't say that the Uman has the right to make a shvuah and to be noitel. Why don't we say Balabais Torah b'poyalov? So the Gemara, no. To remember how much they agreed on, for sure he remembers. But if he paid or not, he might mix up with another worker. So the Gemara, if you're going to tell me what we said before, that the reason why Sochib is Manu Nishba V'Noitel is because the Balabais is Torah B'Poyalov, Afilu Ovaz Manoi Nami, even if the time is past, that of the time, we said the whole when the Sochib can make a Shvuah only Bizmanoi. But after Zmanoi, after the morning is past or the Shkia is past, we don't believe him. Alomot Nan Ovaz Manoi Eino Nishba V'Noitel. What's the difference? The balabais is Torah b'poelov. Says the Gemara, Chazaka ein balabais over mishum bal kolim. We have a chazaka against that because after the time we have a chazaka that the balabais is not going to be over the issa bal kolim. Says the Gemara, V'amad balabais Torah b'poelov hu. Didn't he just say that the balabais forgets and he got mixed up between Reuven and Shimon? He paid Reuven and he thinks he paid Shimon. So that's why he never paid on time and that's why he's over bal kolim. Said the Gemara, Hani mili, when do we say the balabais is Torah b'poelov mikamei dilim tezman chiyuve? Before the shkia or the zricha comes, when the chiyuv to pay comes. Avol kufyud gimon omodalef motozman chiyuve, when the time, the obligation comes to pay, Romi anafshei, he reminds himself, umitkan, he'll remember, and he won't be over the issa. So the Gemara is saying now that the reason why after zmano you don't pay is because that the balabais will pay on time. Says the Gemara, like the balabais is a chazaka that is not going to go over bal tolin, we also have a chazaka that the worker is not going to go over tigzoil, to take your wages twice. That's a proper gzela. So we also have a chazaka. So let's believe the sachir together with balabais Torah b'poelov, and he'll be making shvua achaz manoi. So the Gemara, ahosom trei chazaka, hoch echad chazaka. By the balabais, he has two chazaka on his favors, and the sachir has only one chazaka, and the Gemara is going to explain. Gabe balabais ikit trei chazaka. One of them, the balabais over mishum bal tolin, is not going to be over the issa. The choda, and the other one, the ein sachir mashes chorei, that the worker is going to claim from him, and he's not going to not get paid. He's going to make sure to get paid. So the chazaka that the balabais paid already, and that's why we don't let the sachir make a shvur. The hocha and the sachir, choda chazaka, there's only one chazaka that is not over bal sigzo. So we have two chazakas against one chazaka. Obviously, the two chazakas win. And therefore, we believe we don't make the sachir can't make a shvur after zmanoi. Let's continue until the Mishnah. Said the Gemara from the Mishnah before, if the sachir brings edim that he claimed from balabais, he could make a shvur and claim. So the Gemara understands now edim that he's claiming. On that, the Gemara asks the obvious question: what do you need edim that he's tovea? He's tovea right now. He's saying he owes me. What do I need edim to say that was tovea? Amar Avasi, no. The edim was saying shetovei b'zmano. He's coming after the zman of payment, and he has edim that he claimed on time before the issa is, and therefore even achaz zmano he could make a shvur. Said the Gemara of a dilma lebosa achipara. Very good. He has edim that at 2 p.m. he claimed his money that belongs to him, but maybe at 4 p.m. the balabais is paid. What does the edim help? The edim have an edim that he's claiming. Let's say the shkia is at 5 o'clock. At 4:59 he was claiming until 5 o'clock. So therefore it can't be that he paid before the time. Said the Gemara, if a worker has an edim that he claimed on time, 7 years later he could say, oh, you never paid me yet, and he can make a shvur and get what he claims that he's owed. Omar Rav Chama, Barukva Kneged Oisayom Shel Tvia. He could only claim until a day after. So let's say a Sachir Yoim gets paid all night, and in the night he has a raya from edim that he claimed and the balabais never paid. So therefore he has a day afterwards where he could be nishba b'noitel, but after that he doesn't have a right to be nishba b'noitel. Thank you very much. Everyone should be blessed with lots of shefa.